Good afternoon. It's time for my talk show installment. Time for the segment where I'm talking today. And the topic is, how can we continue to use the N-word when we already know the effects of it? But you've got to understand the effects of it and the different connotations to the N-word. There's a lot of positive connotations and a lot of negative connotations. But we must differentiate, or we must stop using the word as a whole, whether you are culturalized with it or not, whether you identify with it or not. We have to stop using the word as a whole, because it can do a lot of damage. And we have taken that word and we use it in such a negative term without knowing the positive aspect or positive effect on the original word before it was taken in the English dictionary and meant to be something else. I'm going to drop this knowledge on the word. The N-word, which is spelled the way we spell it, N-I-G-G-A, is not the way that we spelled it at first. The word is Niagara. It only had one G and a couple of A's. So it went N-I-G-A, Niagara, meaning rooting from kings and queens, rooting from African descent, meaning we are royalty, brought up from the blood riches of the royalty which is in our blood. The word was changed when it came over to what we later known to be called the American soil. And they changed, the Europeans changed the word being what we call it now, N-I-G-G-A, meaning in a negative term, which they use for the encodement of what they call the black people back during slavery and before slavery. And the reason why we've carried over it with the negative connotation is because we don't understand the positive connotation to it. The positive connotation means that we are kings and queens rooted up from Africa, given the riches of the blood, meaning that we are royalty in all aspects. And the word that we use today, it determines in your color, it affects emotional, physical, and mental turmoil. And it further angers a lot of people because we don't understand the initial word. And if you go back and you look in your Greek and your Latin languages, you will see that what the first definition I gave is in fact the definition, and the definition that we use today is in fact the definition of our former slave masters, even before that, with them wanting to change the word and give it a bad connotation. With that being said, since we don't understand the historical point of view or the historical riches behind the word, I think we should stop using it as a whole. I think we should just stop using it until we learn what words are. Just if you look at the word black, the word black in Latin means death. It means dead. So if you look at your words in Greek and Latin form, which are the first two languages, Greek and Latin, and you look at it in the American term, you'll see that there are a lot of positive connotations for many words that we receive negatively because we have yet to do our research on what we are discussing. And when you don't know the backstory to what words you're using or what research you're discussing, if you have not researched it, then you would never understand the positive to it and the negative to it. You would only know the negative because that's what you've been taught over the years. So I think we need to stop using the word and find something that better justifies us. Whether you're speaking, whether you're angry, whether you're joking, stop using the N-word and own. And then once that happens, find something that's greater to substitute it. because this will bring further anger, further frustration, further anxiety to people that have had to deal with the word so negatively for centuries. And for people that have been using the word so negatively for centuries, this is the issue that this country has. Nobody understands the history of words that we use. We only understand the modern history, but not the ancient history or the history so far back that it's true history. We only understand the history that we want to. So that was my topic on today, that we have to find better ways of expressing ourselves, but at the same time you have to find the positive connotations in the words that we're using as well as the negative. I don't think you can just go picking out the negative and saying what it is when you don't know what the positive connotation is. You have to do your research on both. With that being said, I thank you for tuning in. God bless you.